And now shifting focus to a piece of breaking news. And this is a CNN News 18 mega exclusive. CNN News 18 accesses the dossier on the demolition and reconstruction of Lashkar-e-Taiba headquarters in Muridke in Pakistan. Now, from the impact of the May 7th strike, destruction of core buildings and its effect on LET's operational hub, also the systematic clearance of rubble, timeline for rebuild and propaganda value of February 2026 deadline. Direct supervision by Maulana Abu Zar and Yunus Shah Bukhari. Also relocation to alternate camps to sustain training pipelines. Now, Pakistani government's financial support is there. We're also given to understand that Lashkar-e-Taiba's fundraising via flood relief fronts and diversion of aid mirroring past patterns. So this is the breaking input we are getting in for you. CNN News 18 has accessed explosive details on the demolition and planned rebuilding of Lashkar-e-Taiba's Muridke headquarters in Pakistan. Remember, this was demolished by the Indian Armed Forces back in May following Pahalgam attack. Now, CNN News 18's Anand Narsimhan joins us this morning. Anand, a very good morning to you. Lashkar-e-Taiba's central command is being rebuilt. What does this say about the regional security as well as peace?
Well, most importantly, that there is an open support to the terror infrastructure, and it is nothing but an extended arm of the Pakistan army. Now, nearly 4 crore Pakistani rupees has already been given towards rebuilding of the entire Muridke terror infra of the Lashkar-e-Taiba. Muridke was always the headquarters. Now, what have they done? They have already moved all their cadre to a separate base. Kasur has been activated, and that is where the entire base is. What intelligence and pictures very clearly show is that flood relief funds, work on flood relief along with the Pakistani Rangers, Lashkar cadre are openly being seen there, and money that is being collected on the grounds of flood relief. A lot of it is being redirected towards building terror infrastructure. This is something which the Lashkar, as the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, has done this in 2005 also. When what happened is Lashkar deployed its cadre for relief at that time, and 80% of that money was redirected, and the entire infrastructure that they see in POK, Markaz Abbas in Kotli, that was built with diverted earthquake funds. So that was also, now the Markaz Abbas was also destroyed during Operation Sindoor. But here what do we see? That since 18th of August, the Lashkar deployed about 5 JCBs, earth movers, to try and begin the entire demolition. In about 2 days, partial razing of the Al Qura had happened. That is the central headquarters and the main building had happened. The yellow structure was completely torn down, one that was destroyed and bombed by our forces during Operation Sindoor, and the first night itself on the 8th of May, when the focus was destroying the core terror infrastructure. And this was after Pakistan was informed that we're targeting only the infrastructure. So the infrastructure now has been, that entire area by about 7th of September has been raised to rubble by about 7th or 9th of September. 7th September, the red 3-story accommodation block was also demolished. Now the next phase is construction. They want to try and create temporary structures as early as February 2026 and remove the cadre and try and reorganize themselves in Muridke itself at the same spot, under the guidance and the oversight of certain commanders and members who also have a huge presence within the Pakistani army. They also are currently using one of their main trainers. He's the one who's now training the cadre at another spot. His name is Abdul Rashid. Abdul Rashid, this is in Markaz Yarmouk in Kasur, in Kasur district in Pakistan. That is where Abdul Rashid Mohsin, he's the aide to the Lashkar Deputy Saifullah Kasuri, and that is where the accommodation has been moved of the entire cadre and the key base. There is training which is resumed there. The fundraising mechanism is purely that they are using flood and flood relief as the humanitarian guys. But again, most of the money is being rediverted towards rebuilding the Muridke terror headquarters. And again, the current pattern also is very clear because CNN News 18 has been able to access not this report, but pictures and images of Lashkar cadre, key Lashkar cadres standing with Pak military and Pak rangers at these flood relief areas and these places. And these pictures very clearly show that they are not only giving away flood relief, but during at these collection counters, what they've set up is that common people can come and donate whatever they can to try and help with flood relief. And these donations are now going to be redirected. Overall cost is going to be more than about 15 crore Pakistani rupees, of which about 4 crore Pakistani rupees have already been spent. So this is nothing but open proof that Pakistan refuses to learn its lessons and it continues to feed the terror hydra, and it will help rebuild all of it, including the Lashkar. Now, some of the Lashkar cadre have now been moved to their base in Bahawalpur, not so far away from the Jaish. So we don't even know whether these two entities who are historically competing with each other, will they now be collaborating with each other. So a lot of the cadre and the training programs have currently been moved, temporarily relocated to the Markaz Aqsa in Bahawalpur. And from there, a lot of the main cadre, senior cadre, like I said, have moved to Markaz Yarmouk in Kasur. But the point is that there seems to be a huge perception now, threat perception, that from 2026 onwards, Pakistan, via its terror infrastructure, will start actively targeting Bharat again. And this rebuild is also being very, very closely watched. Now, are the international watchdogs like the FATF and others, are they watching this? Are they looking at this open support to terror infrastructure being given by Pakistan? And this can be caught very easily by under satellite imagery. That is something which the world has to see, and Bharat now has to convince, saying this is how they're continuing to train cadre, trying to motivate them against Bharat and continue to foment this proxy war. And despite the heavy losses in those 90 odd hours under Operation Sindoor, Pakistan doesn't seem to have learned its lesson at all.
Right, Anand, thank you so much for bringing us those inputs. We now slip into a very short break, but don't go anywhere. Lots lined up for you right on the other side.